This is a PowerPoint on Bedikas Chometz by Sam Poupko, Bedikas Chometz, and Alan Malcolm. There are a couple sources for Bedika. One is from the Torah, and it's saying, why do we say al bior destroying when we are searching for the Chometz? The Torah says because right after you finish finding the Bedika, you do Bitel, which is destroying. Okay. If the bracha we are making is for the bittul, then why don't we say al bittul? The Beis Yosef says that since bittul is a thought, you can't say a bracha on a thought. Therefore, you say al bior. This is a source, right? The Baal asks, would you say a shachli on the Bedikas? He says you do because it's a once-a-year thing, so of course you would. Then the Shutarash says you would not say it because the shachli on Pesach retroactively covers it because the Bedika is just in preparation for Pesach. Then the Beis Yosef asks, is it a bracha levatala if you do not find any chametz and you say the al bior? He says the bracha, the Beis Yosef says the bracha is really on the bittul that you say after. So even if you do not find any chametz, it would not be a bracha levatala. The Tosfos explains in the Gemara of Ma'ina that when it says you pick it up, you complete it, that would go against over Las Yasin, but Tosfos brings that since when you shake it during Hala, you're still like completing the mitzvah. It would not be Racha Levatala. The proof that we do not have to find any chametz for it to be a Racha Levatala is Vilna Gaon says, since the Gemara requires making a bracha on the Bedika that you do on Pesach, and you're most likely not to find any chametz, they would probably not make you do a bracha. But since they do, you clearly don't have to find any chametz.
Why did that one?
The Tosfos quotes the Rashba that you are required to say lachniv so before the bris because it has like the lid, which implies future. The Rabbeinu Tam then disagrees at the bracha of lachniso is a blessing Hashem for being able to do the mitzvah of meal. The Sefer Halachos Pesach says now you have to check everywhere for chametz. Rabbi Shimon D. Eder says not only have to check in rooms where you bring chametz, but also in clothes that you eat chametz in. Also, you do not have to make a bracha on the Bedika's garments. In the Sefer Halachos Pesach, Rabbi Shimon D. Eder said, if there's a hole in the wall separating two Jews, they each have to reach as far as they can, grab as much chametz, and make the rest of it like they have to nullify the rest. But if it's between a goy and another Jew, you would not do it because the goy might think you're performing witchcraft because of your candle.
What?
Rav Yehuda says you need to make a bracha when you search. And Rav Papi says the bracha is levar chametz to destroy, right? Rav Papa says it's al bir chametz in regards to destroying. Everyone agrees that you can say levar. That is what it's from. So the Gemara then asks, so when do they argue? It then says it answers itself by saying in the case of al bir chametz, the Gemara then tries to prove Rav Papa right and brings the brisa of lulav, of milah. They brought this brisa because it says al milah, which would prove him right because you say al, then the mitzvah showing its future. The Gemara then disproves this by saying because the Moel is doing the actual bris and he's not the one actually obligated to, he would therefore say al. The Gemara then brings a separate point of saying that if the father does the bris, he would say lamod. Then the Gemara.
Okay.
The Gemara.
Then the Gemara brings a bris of shlita to right again. The Brisa says that you say al and then do this shechting proving that al is for future tense. Again, the Gemara brings the same disproof that because a person is not obligated to, do not say it. But in the case of Pesach B'Kachim, that the person actually does it, he would say V'shochet.
Because right now what's being discussed is what?
Like how the Gemara, of Bedikas, like what brachas you say.
What brachas you say. Right now we're talking about what bracha do you make on Bedikas Chometz. What bracha do you make on Bedikas Chometz?
This can all be found on Daf Zayin on the base to Chet Hamanah. The Gemara then brings a third brisa to prove a couple, right? Because over here it says al, then you shake the love, so it will prove al means future. Then the Gemara says, in this case, it is different because at the time you pick up the lulav, you complete it. The Tosfos then brings the point on this to show, on this, because if you pick it up at the time you complete it, it goes against the theory of overlap siyasam.
Oh, you should have that right
So
there.
then he
You're
says,
smiling, that wasn't
Rabbeinu Yitzchak says that since you shave during Halal, you are still toiling in the process of the mitzvah, so it does not go against overlap siyasam.
You taking a video or not?
Caught on camera, part 1.
The Gemara then says, why does it say Latzos boat if that means future and this was referring to the past? And why would the Gemara use Latzos when it could have used Yatzos, which it means past? The answer to this is that at the end of the Bracha it talks about the mitzvah of Sukkot when it's in the future tense and it does not want to change like the format of the Gemara of the Bracha.
Is there a problem?
The Gemara brings the end of the Bracha. So when you say Shachlianu, then you say the Bracha of Sukkah. It ends with a Leishev Bas Sukkah. Then the Gemara says the Bracha you say is Al Bior. I have no idea why. Then the facts.
Okay, that's an F on that category. I don't think so.
You
I
not
had a big JK sign and I skipped it.
You do not have to find any chametz. All pure means in regards to destroying. The main point of the bedika is the actual bittul. Bittul is sort of like destroying. That's why you would say al bir, which means destroying. You have to check anywhere you bring chametz. If you have children, you have to check anywhere they go because, like, they might grab chametz with them.
I did nice job.
You have to check in cars, under the couch, and under car seats, and in garments. Those are specific places you have to do. The best time for searching is the night of the 14th. You have to search after Mariv because that's what comes more often. You can have a snack during the Bedika, just not a meal. And it is best if the owner or the tenant of the house searches. But it's okay if a woman, child, bar mitzvah, or a messenger does it.
Is it over yet? Is it over yet? We only have 11 minutes left.
You have to do it in shul because children bring them, but you don't have to say a bracha and the bittul is not required.
Oh, it's been 9, cut it
You
short.
have to get rid of all the chametz in not only where you are staying for Pesach, but where you live. You must dispose of the chametz by the second half of the day and eat until then chametz, the 6th hour, the end.